Hey, hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we're going to review Figvres by Zaine Griff. Zaine Griff, you may be forgiven for not recognising who Zaine Griff is. So Zaine Griff was born in New Zealand, came to London to do his thing. He released an album in 1980 called Ashes and Diamonds. I think I have some notes. Diamonds and Ashes and Diamonds, yeah. I think was released in 1980. After which he released this. Now, Ashes and Diamonds was produced by Tony Visconti, you know, David Bowie's producer. And this was produced by Zaine Griff himself and Hans Zimmer. So it is an excellent album, and it is, if you like Ultravox, Visage, yeah, you know, that kind of, all that new romantic kind of electronic synth kind of stuff, you're going to pretty much love this album. There are some absolute brilliant songs on this. And the production from Hans Zimmer, I guess, more or less, and the keyboard playing, Hans Zimmer also played keyboards on this, is spectacular. There are some amazing keyboard bits on this, for 1982, remember. And this was before Hans Zimmer became super famous as a film composer. So it's also notably cool because Zaine Griff studied at Lindsay Kemp's art and drama school, I think, in London, and he also studied there with Kate Bush. So Kate Bush does some backing vocals also on track 3, and also Warren Cann, for drummer from Ultravox, appears on the album too. It's kind of a mishmash of styles sometimes, but it's all beautifully held together by Hans Zimmer's production and style of keyboard playing. I think it was a wise choice to use him to produce the album. Otherwise, it would have been too eclectic. I think it would have been too diverse. Sometimes it sails perilously close to Euro disco, which I'm not really fond of. But that ship, thankfully, is guided away from no shores by Captain Zimmer. So it doesn't enter there, but it almost does sometimes. Having said that, there is not one naff track on that album. Not one bad song. Every single song is good. I mean, really good. And it's well worth having a listen. If you can find it somewhere to listen to, you know, YouTube or whatever, or you can see it to buy, you can listen to it and you'll probably enjoy it. If you like keyboards, you'll love it. You'll love it. The weird thing is, unbelievably, it was not a hit. Now, I got turned back onto this album by a friend of mine called Tony Taylor, who we were talking recently about albums we used to listen to in the 80s, and we've gone through a list. He'd sent me a list of stuff, and he says, "Do you remember Zaine Griff?" And I thought, Zaine Griff? Who's that? Who's Zaine Griff? Like, who? Name rang a bell, you know. So I looked it up. As soon as I saw the cover, I got, oh yes, I remember it now. So I got it off eBay for a reasonable price. Vinyl's in minty good nick. And it's very cool. It is surprising why this guy was never bigger than he is, and he still makes albums. Although he's not the most prolific writer, I think he's got about 5 albums out over the course of 30 years. I've listened to the others, and they're good. And I think the last one he did was called A Visitor. That's good, but nothing like Figvres. Figvres is just sublime. I think it's just a fabulous LP. So there you go, Figvres by Zaine Griff. If you do get a chance to have a listen, go and listen, because, you know, for Hans Zimmer's spectacular keyboard production, keyboard playing is worth it anyway. And, you know, when you consider that they were doing this in the 80s, then, you know, early 80s, 81 I guess it was recorded, it was released in 82. It's remarkable, the work on this. The only production point that lets it down for me is the recording of the vocals. They're okay, you know, you can hear them, but there's nothing brilliant. The recording is mediocre, I think, of the vocals, but you know, it doesn't detract from the great songs. In fact, it lets you hear the keyboards more anyway. So, but having said that, Hans Zimmer's not really a vocal producer. I mean, he's an instrumentalist now, does soundtracks and stuff, and I haven't listened to Ashes and Diamonds for a long time, but I probably guess the vocal production is probably better on that since Tony Visconti produced it. Also, there are hints of Bowie influences on this album, and I know that they worked together a little bit on some stuff. You know, you can wiki it and read about that if you want to, if you're interested. But yes, well recommended a listen, and if you ever get a chance to actually buy the thing, it's really good. It's a really good LP, especially if you like keyboards. If there's anything else I've missed here, not really. Yes. Arrangements by Zaine Griff and Hans Zimmer. I guess Hans Zimmer had a big part of the keyboard arranging and general stuff. But yeah, Figvres by Zaine Griff. Very cool. Very good. For new romantics like me. Well, back in the day. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this. If you have liked the video, subscribe to the channel. Visit us at thesoundteststream.com. And generally, you guys have a nice day. See you later.